Most people who are in business will agree that there are days where you feel as if the whole world is working against you. And you kind of wonder, how do I keep the energy up and to fight these negative pressures you get from all around? So I'm going to share with you a book that I read that really helped me in putting all of these outside negative pressures in perspective. So today I want to talk to you about a book called Outwitting the Devil, written by Napoleon Hill. So if you're interested in this book, I suggest that you click on the link below to read the reviews, more information about the book, and possibly even buy it. This book was written by Napoleon Hill in 1938. Now what's really interesting is the fact that even if it was written in 1938, most, if not all, of the books is still as pertinent today as it was way back when. It is a phenomenal book on how to counter those outside voices and how to fight it back. So here's what makes this book really interesting, and I would say even a little bit weird, is that Napoleon Hill in the book is having a conversation with the devil. And the devil is explaining to Napoleon Hill about his role on earth to make everybody unhappy. So Napoleon Hill, right off the hop, starts asking the devil some question, and the devil says, whoa, 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 you can't call me the devil, you got to call me Your Highness, because I control 97% of the population, and anybody who can do that deserves the title of Your Highness. So Napoleon Hill then goes along with this, okay, Your Highness, I've got a few questions for you. And then the book takes off from there. And what's really interesting is that the devil divulges that his role in the world is to make everybody unhappy. And Napoleon Hill asks questions about how he manages to do that. And the devil talks about how, in order for everyone to be unhappy, all he's got to do is have them drift. And he defines drift as being people who have no clear goals or objectives in life. They're just going from day to day without any purpose, rhyme, or reason. And then the bulk of the book, the devil talks about all the strategy he uses to make sure people continue to drift always. So what's really interesting, now some of you may say, well, I don't believe in the devil, so why read the book? But I think the devil can be personified as being whatever that inner voice that you have. We all have those outside pressures, and all that Napoleon Hill did there is personify all of these outside or inner voices that are negative into the devil. And so when you look at all of these pressures as almost coming from an outside party who's playing a role in doing that, I found that it helped me counter that to some degree. And so whenever I had a great idea, somebody came along with a negative comment to discourage me from doing that.
Don't do that.
Or something in the world that discouraged me from going after my goals, I kept telling myself, ha ha ha, it's the devil again. And just having that mindset helped me overcome a lot of the difficulties I had in building a business. Because let's face it, whatever business you're in and whatever you're trying to accomplish in life, you're going to be continually bombarded with roadblocks, with things that are discouraging, that are disheartening. And it's good. You got to come up with a way of thinking it through. And the beauty of the book is that in the discussion that Napoleon Hill is having with the devil, he kind of brings to light a whole bunch of strategies on how to counter the devil in all of this. Because the devil is quite open about sharing, here's what I do, and here's why sometimes it doesn't work. Now here's the part that really is kind of makes this book really strange and interesting, is that, like I said, the book was written in 1938. And somewhere in the book, towards the end, Napoleon Hill tells the devil, well, look, you've just shared a whole bunch of information with me. And because of this information, you will have a lot less control over me. And then Napoleon Hill says, well, if I share this information with the world, then you will have much more difficult of a task of controlling the world. And the devil says, you're absolutely right. I don't want you to share this information with the world. Now, where it gets a little bit spooky is the fact that the book was written in 1938, but was not released until the year 2011, because there was all kinds of people, even including his spouse, if I'm not mistaken, talking Napoleon Hill out of releasing that book, and the publishers didn't want to release that book because they thought it would be not well received. So it was really interesting, especially when in the book he talks about the impact it'll have on the world by releasing the book, and the devil asking that he not do it, and in fact wasn't released until so many years later. So you may not believe in the devil, but you read that and you kind of go, okay, that's almost weird and spooky. But the book is full of terrific strategies on overcoming those day-to-day problems and challenges and all of these things that just keep beating us down. So I would suggest that you read that book. It's probably one of the best books I've ever read. The literature of it is a little bit strange because it's written in 1938 and the reading is a little bit different than what we're used to. Not quite as bad as reading Shakespeare, but it is a little bit weird. But it is an excellent book, not terribly big, and I'm not a person who reads fast, and I got through the book in a reasonable amount of time. It's a book well worth reading. I suggest that you all buy it and make it part of your library, and not only for entrepreneurs and business people and all that, but for anyone. And I think it should be a mandatory reading for anybody in school, and I would suggest that all teenagers should read that book at least once. I think it has a tremendous impact on our psychology and everything else that we deal with in life. So once again, if any of you are interested in this book, I strongly recommend that you click on the link below and that you read the comments about it, the reviews, and really highly recommend that you purchase this book. I would really love to hear other people's comments about that book. So if you've read it, please add your comments below. I would really love to hear your thoughts and comments about the book because it is very different, I found, than any other book out there. So please provide us with your comments. And I welcome you to stay tuned because I plan on releasing information about a different book from time to time, books that I've read that have made an impact on my life or on my practice or in my business. So these are all books that I've read that I thought were genius.